God bless our homeland. God and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility. Make us cherish fearless honesty and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore.
At 65 years, Ghana independence. Tama yenya yaye freed from British colonial rule. Yenya no 1957, and this was widely celebrated across Africa and also other parts of the world. Yenim obisi onim say na abrofo ni be celebrating my and so almost celebrating my. But some are saying yes, na almost celebrating be like us. Then we also have representatives from America, Omobai, Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm S. And that program Mr. Katie Yosin, our chairman for PPP, and the Shas here. Mr. Yosin, with my small introduction about yourself and Sana Yako, Mr. Tebi Wilberforce.
Thank you, Mr. Kura. Good afternoon to listeners and those who are also watching. I am the chairman of Progressive People's Party UK. That is PPP UK. And I'm also a member of the National Committee in Ghana as well. I represent the party in the United Kingdom and wherever in Europe as well. So wherever I'm called, I will be there just as I have come here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And now you're Mr. Tabi Wilberforce. I also hear NDC representatives. And Mr. Wilberforce, with my introduction kakrabi about yourself for
Thank
our audience.
Your friend, Dr. Tabi Wilberforce.
Oh, sorry.
Me a lecturer in mechanical engineering and currently in NDC, be a communication officer for Scotland branch. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Katie Yosin, we share your independence journey now. In the Bano. 1957, yes, celebrity everywhere. Can you tell us a little bit about Adikunti Aniye? Then from that time, in Kroma Bay, then also called then we have Buzia and others. A little introduction, background, be kakra about the journey after independence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The journey after independence. It all started, we would say, with Convention People's Party under Kwame Nkrumah as the leader who championed the cause of the independence. The independence, so brothers, MPP, they didn't want to get involved in it because they said they did a protest. So they left it to Nkrumah and he carried on the process of independence with his
they didn't want to get on with it. What do you mean?
Yeah, Ghana was not. We were not right for independence. They wanted us to go through Cornelia Road for some time. Nkrumah wouldn't have it. CPP didn't have it. That is why on the 6th of March 1957, even delegates from the United States of America, our black brothers in America, they came to Accra Polo Grounds. JB Dankwa, Buzia, Obechebelamte, SD Dombo, they were all in Ghana, Accra. They didn't attend they failed to attend the celebration of Ghana's independence, which is very serious. But today, I'll be surprised if an MPP person wants to go on the street to celebrate Ghana's independence. We must question them. What went wrong or what has changed?
Nana Addo is on his way to Cape Coast.
You see, going to Cape Coast because it's a bit of a joke because, I mean, why go there for? Because they didn't want the independence for us at that time. Poor Nkrumah and his people, they have to struggle together.
On Namkwan's Cape Coast Stadium.
Which is good. I'm pleased. Yankupon or drive home because here, Gina Pelosi Memiaji. After we are in the ones who Butu Nkrumah, and then we make so. That be the history is still there. But I'm glad that at least Nkrumah believed that we were capable of running our own affairs, which is true. We are independence from Great Britain. If you come far, a soldier for through Buzia or through NPP. No Mutu Nkrumah Nifiro. Never Papa Nkrumah Yerina, it's all gone down the drain. Near Yepesi who said, after removing Nkrumah, what have you put in place? That is the biggest problem of Ghana. That's why we are struggling. We are struggling, we are still struggling. It's been a curse on the nation. Because what to independent flow in Juma Nkrumah di go in you bashed all of them. So what have you put in place? Nothing being put in place.
What has we put in place as a country?
It's a big question. What we have put in place is we've rather given the independence. We are not taking independence from NPP and from NDC. Yeah, independence fee Rollins war only GBC fee Ekufado and Go. Independence.
Military rule for 25 years.
Yes, the military rule. No, he are not to buy. The person who introduced military rule in Ghana is Kofi Abufabuzia. When you contracted Afrifa and Kutuka to stage a coup to remove Nkrumah, we never experienced military coup until Busia came in. And removed Nkrumah. They tried to remove the man who secured independence for us. They hated him. So they removed him from the scene. And by removing him, there was so many series of assassinations.
People talk about foreign influence that led to the removal.
Foreign influence didn't lead to any removal. Rather, we Buzia and Co contracted the foreigners. Of course, they raised funds from here. That's a good question you're asking me. They raised funds from United Kingdom and the USA and all that. That's why CIA and all that got involved. It was not in vain.
But where is the evidence? Because
we don't need evidence. Do you understand? You see, as a car coffee person always what is the evidence? They're just a postmortem the year. Because we don't catch you. Buzia na odi kunubai. Ono contracted Afrifa, and Kutuka to stage the coup. There's nothing. You have nothing against that. But after removing Nkrumah, they put him in there as a prime minister, which is quite good enough. But what did he put in place? That's the biggest question. They couldn't. You moved the man, but you couldn't do the job until.
Then we have government after government.
Until a champion came to remove him because he was messing around. And Nkrumah, you remove an oak tree, and we replace the oak tree with the pawpaw tree. Buzia was the pawpaw tree. Nkrumah was the oak tree. Oak tree. You move an oak tree, remove it, and you replace it with a pawpaw tree. It's a joke, and that's why we are still struggling up to now. Yes, the story would have been different. Buzia or NPP introduced coup d'etat to Ghanaians. We never knew coup d'etats in our life. In fact, that is the stark truth. But
so that 25 years, I have an impact on us.
Yes, of course. Once they did that, they removed that guy Nkrumah in the 66. They removed him. I mean, nobody capable has come. And this guy, within 9 years of attaining independence, look at the structures Kwame Nkrumah and the CPP put in place. Within 9 years, they did a lot of things. So many companies. Since your companies almost year ago, and then often say there was a news that Mr. Akufo-Addo or His Excellency the President is going to open a Commander Sugar factory. What is a joke? We are all Christians. Even if we are not Christians, some of us worship Juju man. We are all human beings. But what we want NPP to say is that look, the Commander Sugar factory that Nkrumah put in place, which we stopped, we are now going to reactivate it. It should be a blessing to all of us in Ghana.
So that 25 years, Rawlings' time now it came up, and then he was there for a long time.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. The coup d'etat was introduced by Professor Buzia, MPP man. And after that, coups, Champon and Rawlings came in. You know, they started it, and it became a game that the soldiers were playing the game. They played the game to a certain point, and we got PNDC inside. That's Rawlings.
If you see what the producer had put on about Nkrumah when he was in the UK here, I mean, it was very nice experience for us as a country. You know, we thought we was getting independence and we are free, Tabi. And then we move on. But then we have the military rule for a long time. You know, then to the democratic state, whereby at the time when Rawlings, we have to elect him, then he became the first president of Ghana. Can you take us through there as well?
Right, so if I may chip in, I'm happy that we've settled the fact that issues about coup started during the era of Buzia. And you know, in life, the most painful thing is when you work to attain success and someone wants to take your glory. It's sad that the very people that attempted to undermine our democracy are today trying to take the success and glory of our forefathers who gave up everything to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian is free. It's also sad, and wherever Nkrumah is, he's going to turn in his grave. Wherever our founding fathers are, they are going to turn. Why? Because they never envisaged that as a country, we are going to deteriorate to a point where even celebrating of our independence is a problem. They never in their wildest imagination anticipated that a time is coming where we will be led by a president by virtue of the fact that he wants to satisfy his childhood ambition of living a flamboyant lifestyle whilst in presidency, would think of flying in a private jet at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian and come back to tell us that there is no money. So right from when we left the military rule, we are happy that our founder, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, still laid down some structures to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian could get at least the basic necessities of life. And one of the things that these same people opposed to was the issue about VAT. But when we go down now, today that is one of the things that has become a lifeline for them. And there are a host of policies that I can go through, but for want of time, I would really like to shift them aside.
We had independence.
Yes.
Yeah? And that from independence, we are thinking that as a country,
yes,
we have a wealth, natural resources.
Yes.
You're benefiting from these natural resources.
Yes.
You know, have we benefited from the natural resources? Because these are some of the reasons why you pay that independence, you pay that freedom.
Yes.
You know, to be able to do our own business, trade, do things. You know, we are across the world. But are we benefited? Have we as a country benefited from our natural resources from Nkrumah time up to present?
Right. Thank you very much. You see, I am very happy that this issue is on the table. Now, let me be very blunt. We haven't. And it's because we currently are led by people who only consider their parochial interest.
And who are these people that you're talking about?
Those
You're talking about
government.
presidents.
Yes,
So government after government.
You see, if we want to...
It all started from Nkrumah time up to
we
today.
We acknowledge that. But if we want to rate the presidency, we will have to consider the extent of leadership as against whatever they are providing to the people. Here we are, we have a government that came to power and told us that they wanted to mortgage our resources so that even when they've left power, it is going to serve the interests of their nooks and crannies and themselves. And we have a government that is still forming or coming up with companies that will ensure that even various resources in our country is being managed by their own people. that at the end of the day, whatever we get out of our resources, there's no sense of accountability. So if we want to marry the issue, we need to marry apples to apples. And that's why we are saying that this current leadership or group of guys who are running the country now, they have done us a lot of disservice, even on the issues of resources. Because past governments didn't lead the country to where we find ourselves now.
Is everything on the government? Is everything on the former presidents, or is everything on the current president? Why is everything on the president but not the people?
Thank you very much. Everything's on the leadership.
Yes, but not the people as well. The people,
presidency.
do we need to take responsibility as well?
No, we don't. We don't. You see, because we obey rules.
But
Ghana.
we vote for these people.
Yeah, we vote for them. We expecting, believing that what they told us they were going to do it. Apparently.
And if they are not doing it, what do we do?
If they are not doing it, the only way out is to remove them. And Ghana, the only way out is to get the military to come in to remove them. But they are still so sensitive, they get scared. Even though Busia got the soldiers to remove Nkrumah for the first time. You see, so if you've got soldiers to remove a government, that means when you take over, do the right thing, nobody will remove you. That's the problem here. You said something about natural resources and all that.
Yeah.
We know about Dubai. We know about Ghanaians, we know about Dubai. That's why we go for our Almaty shopping. Dubai has no gold. Ghana, Gold Coast. Ghana, we have gold. The gold in Ghana, what happens is taken out of Ghana and given to some goldsmiths in Dubai and elsewhere to do nice, beautiful trinkets. And the Ghanaian will get a plane from here to go to Dubai to buy. We don't think deep. For we are being rude, so our capacity of thinking is limited. But those who got a vision
it's the education to educate us as a country. You know, our universities,
Yes.
you know, colleges, you know, adult education, the education system in general in Ghana. Is it working for us? Because
it's not working.
if you are, you know, are we creating enough in the way we are teaching, educating ourselves in terms of making sure say it me normal be brave, you know? Do we have creative people? Is it benefiting us?
No, we've got creative people in Ghana, but in Ghana, our governments do not work or coordinate activities with the universities or educational institutions. That's the biggest problem. They do not work with the universities at all. They think they are who they are. Look at UTAG strike and all that. This is the last problem government will think about. Knowing very well education is very important.
Because we have problems with managing our natural resources. Then we also have problems managing our education system.
Yeah, you see the point?
So where do we go?
Yes, if you coordinate activities with the colleges, colleges of education, universities and all that, and they will take their advice, we will get to a better place. Ghana, we got gold. For my own party, we want to introduce a refinery to refine our gold before it goes out as finished products. The economic indicators tell us that a finished product rather than increase the welfare or the benefits Ghana attaches, because the gold, the cost of the raw materials we send outside is cheap. But if there's a finished product, the price is high before it goes to UK. Right now, the raw gold is taken from Ghana to UK or USA, whatever. We should not do that. In Europe, they wouldn't do that. It's only Africa, it's only Ghana which will do that. That's why we are in extreme poverty all the time. There are so many things to do. There are so many things to be done. We, the children of Nkrumah, we found ourselves in pockets of political parties, about 6 political parties outside. We are quiet because nobody votes for us. We understand. We know that our day is coming. The children of Nkrumah are still there. We are still planning, we are still thinking to group together, to come and also be part of the conversation, if you like. These two governments, two political parties, okay, we could be the third one. Then we find that we are going to be a big third force that can happen and make sure that as part of the conversation, we get the balance right. But right now, nobody complains.
Let's talk to Dr. Tabi Wilberforce. Now, And whilst we're talking to Mr. Kitty-Austin, if you can think through about the management of our natural resources, the difficulties are
Yes.
right, and our education system, how do we kind of manage it?
Okay.
Yeah, doctor,
Thank you
this
very
is the
much.
problem, the management of our natural resources.
Okay.
Legon and Tech have been there for a long time in
Yes.
Cape Coast,
Yes.
you know, and still the end product
Yes.
in terms of making difference for the country
Yes.
is still where we are.
Right. So let me touch a bit on education. You see, there are two things that we don't do politics with. One is health, and the other is education. Because if you want to destroy a country, one of the easiest routes is to destroy its future. And the future, in this case, is the sort of education that we give to our kids, who we know are going to take over from us once we are gone. Now, the reality and the fact on the ground is we are again being led by a government that have resorted to politicizing our educational system because they feel that it was part of their political mantra. And so it's something that they have to do. And if we check the facts and figures, for 2 years, there hasn't been any textbooks. But we have a leadership that decide to go and bypass questions. And with this, I'm passionate because I'm an academic. I know how it feels if a student has a very bad background or the foundation is weak. They get to the university and basically they don't know anything. So we are training our students to rather fight for marks at the expense of trying to train them to become thinkers. And why? It's simple, because the head of the fish is rotten. And if a fish is going bad, it starts from the head. So if our leaders cannot decipher between knowing where politics end, that is where we find ourselves. And let me give you facts and figures again. 15% of our teachers, that is 44,000 people, have decided to leave the classroom. The question is why? If the structures were good, do you think they will leave the classroom? If they are leaving the classroom, who is going to replace them?
But Ghana has always had problems with finding quality teachers.
Yes, but the problem here is this figure is unprecedented. This is the first time that for 20 straight years, we are having 15% walk out of the classroom. And as if that is not enough, even government cannot release a calendar for schools. They cannot release a calendar. If you go around, it's like game of chess. Today you guys are starting this time, you guys are starting this time. It's like a game of chess. And the funny thing is, at the tertiary level, you want to build a house, you've not thought of your foundation, and you started from the roof. Can that be possible? And if you go to our constitution, if you go to Article 25, that has to do with education, of which they make noise about. It was talking about accessibility. And we know that in order to make the whole thing accessible, we have to make it free. But in making it free, there is a reason why it is not stipulated clearly that it must be free. Because we need to have structures in place. And we have a government, there is no structure, they are not building any schools, they are not building any universities, but the issue is let's make it free for everybody. Now, after they leave the secondary school, what happens next? After they leave one of the poorest educational systems, let me say, in Africa, where do they go? Can the university accommodate them? And that is where we find ourselves. And when we go to the College of Education, and this is where I laugh, because they also came out during the electioneering period to tell our teachers that we are going to give you allowance. What happened to that now? For some time now, the money is not coming. So now they are resorting to the same policy that was suggested by our flag bearer, the incoming president, Mahama, that now they want to consider student loans. Why the sudden turn of events? Because they know that they have made mistakes. And for me, I'll say that, you see, in life, when you admit that this is an error, sometimes it's a solution to the problem. The problem we face is they are not even admitting the errors they are making. They are not.
Now, you're talking all current, but not the past. Anyway, Mr. Yosin, Osha, despite our independence, we still depend on the West for economical stability. To help us, economically, we depend on the West.
Yes.
We returned to democratic rule in 1992, and we built a reputation as a stable country. Because say 4 years, maximum 8 years, you can't come back. It's been like this. But are we making any benefits from this? Are we, as a country, are we gaining from this?
We are not we are nowhere near gaining from this at all, because we have no visionary leadership.
From 1957 to now.
From 1957 to now, we did have one visionary leader in Kwame Nkrumah. When he was taken out of the
So
sea,
to you, after Nkrumah, no one else?
we haven't got any leader with a vision, because and I've got one leader with a vision. It's called Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. He's a leader with a vision, but they've tried to sideline him by crushing him down. The whole Ghana is aware. They think they've killed him, but they've murdered him, but they have not killed him. He's still around. That guy's got great ideas, and even given the chance from our party to come in the fray, you will see what we are capable of doing. He believes in these visions I'm trying to explain. He believes that we can create things for ourselves inside Ghana rather than important things from Ghana. This is why this man created 300 bank branches in Ghana. The current government is not comfortable, so he got to withdraw his license. He doesn't want business for a Ghanaian by a Ghanaian entrepreneurship. The bank, I'm telling you, I'm talking about, let's talk about Standard Chartered, which is about 131 years old in Ghana. Barclays Bank was 102 years old in Ghana. Dr. Kobla, before, if I got the name right, he's also a banker who came in, they silenced him. They silenced Papa Kwesi Indom, and Ghanaian businessman or Ghanaian banker, we silenced him and we went foreign bankers. So the question you're asking that we will never go anywhere if we continue relying on foreigners. If you go to Ghana today, you've got Zenith Bank, Nigerian bank. Your own Ghanaian bank, you withdraw their licenses. So how can we go forward? We're not going to go anywhere. I told you, I started by telling you that Dubai has no gold, but that's why Ghanaians go to buy gold trinkets.
So what is there for us to celebrate for the... There has been some positives.
Oh, yeah, you landed
because you all concentrate on the negatives, but there has been some positive for us as a country.
You are saying what's there to celebrate, isn't it? For independence, we must rather weep. We must hold a memorial service. There's nothing to celebrate at all, because after taking independence,
airport from Nkrumah time and now, there has been some development. Even your lighting system, electricity, which will come to it, there's been some improvement.
What he's saying, there has not been any improvement at all. But seriously,
has the lifestyle changed as well? The people,
of course, yes. I mean, if people can jump on the plane and go to Dubai and shop, their lifestyles have changed. If people can drive in SUVs in Ghana, once they are members of parliament, their lifestyle changes. But they are from the bush, they are from the village. After their presidency or their stint in parliament, they can't even go back to their villages. When we go, they will mark Adam. Do you understand? We are not doing anything concrete. As my brother here is talking about, we are saying the same thing. We want improvement, visible improvement. Listen, when Kwame Nkrumah left, we had railway lines in Ghana. From Kumasi to Takoradi to Accra, there was train services in Ghana. When Kwame Nkrumah left, there was Ghana Airways plane. When Kwame Nkrumah left, there was Black Star Line, shipping lines. All these things, we are talking about economics. All these areas bring, inspire economic activities in order. They've killed all these things. If you go to Ghana now, you want to go to Kumasi, if you're a privileged person, you can get a plane. But if you're not, you go on the road and crash and die on the road because the roads itself are not good. So we have already declined 65 years of independence. We should have been above Africans, fellow Africans, because we were the first to take independence from south of the Sahara. What have we done? Even Nigeria was behind us. We got independence before Nigeria. Nigeria got 4 years after we had independence.
When I was talking to you some time ago, Okachire me said, now one and in the church, which of the
our leaders?
Yes.
President Buzia and Afrufa.
Okay.
I've been in Calvary Methodist Church in Ghana, Accra, when Buzia came. We all sat in the Methodists. I said, oh, wow, these guys are Methodists. Methodists, Afrufa is a Methodist, President Buzia is. I'm proud to say that. You understand? Prime Minister Buzia, not President. You know. But we all believe in God, which is a good thing. But what we are doing does not show we believe in God. That's the saddest part of it. We don't have any visionary leader. That the moment the leader will go today, I will not call him visionary. I've got all due respect to my head of state, but he's not. Nanado is not visionary at all. He's not creating new things. A visionary leader is a leader who creates new things and makes sure new things are being done.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Nkrumah frees Ghana from the independence by building Akosombo Dam.
Yes.
And we talk about it a lot.
Yes.
Every Ghanaian, the all kind of Akosombo Dam, Akosombo Dam, Akosombo Dam. That's what we hear.
Yes.
From 1957 to today.
Yes.
So what is new, or where are we?
So when we talk about power or electricity, we know that is the backbone for industrialization.
Yes.
For most of these, what we call developed countries, they are developed because they have a robust system that cushions their industry, and that is the power. Now, the visionary leader in the person of Kwame Nkrumah developed the Akosombo Dam, and at that time the demand was very low, so the power that was being harnessed from Akosombo could meet the needs of the average Ghanaian. Then over a period of time, we know that we had issues with power in 2007, and between 2014 2016 we also had issues with power. Now, as visionary, and I'm stating this, as visionary as John Mahama can be, he decided to put in certain infrastructure to augment the situation that was built years before he came into power. The power crisis that we saw between 2014 and 2016 didn't start during the era of John Mahama. We have to settle that fact. It started years before. But what did he do? He decided to bring in car power. He decided to bring in AXA. And there were the others like Ameri. And when these projects were established, it helped to save or augment the power crisis in the country. But the problem that we are currently facing is there is no money. The issue is not about infrastructure, but the issue is there is no money. That is the truth. And why is it that there is no money?
For over 65 years since independence.
Yes, we don't have money.
And we are still talking about we don't have money, but we have natural resources in our country.
You see, that the problem here is when a country resorts...
Hold on, I'll let you go on.
Yes.
And then Ghana on baby crying, baby, no light.
Yes.
People are bathing outside.
Yes.
You know, water supply is a problem.
Yes.
Electricity is a problem. Transport is a problem. 65 years.
Yes. And the problem is when a country resorts solely to borrowing, that even if the president wants to move his car from the Flagstaff House to Nima, he has to borrow to fuel the car. Then we know that we are in crisis. The problem is every government has borrowed in the past, but most governments that are thinkers, and I'm saying that most governments that are visionary, they don't borrow to spend. They don't borrow to satisfy the pleasure of the president or his appointees. But here we are, we have a government that is as huge as the size of an elephant as they are. And the money that they borrow, they use the same money to pay themselves, pay public workers, and they use some of the money to even manage existing loans. And after doing 2 items on the budget, that is it. We are finished. There's no money for any other developmental project. And that is our reality today. So, if our cedi is depreciated, if there are issues that are market women the same amount of money that they could use to go and maybe purchase items to make a living for their home, if today that is not the reality, then we have to go to the basics that it is an issue about leadership and nothing else.
Mr. Yosin, nti omo mu dware abonten no. One, omo nkurase na omo ni electricity bia supply. Two, omo dware abonten omo ni nsuo krom de bedware am kwase nsuo ene in the 21st century. Britain has say aduane kura nipa no nko shopping biem. O sorry o ye ne ye de abre no koso ta o tapo ne ye de abre no. You know. Na Ghana yete wo. Na nsuo kura di dware no. Nipa no dware baby o be dware kura na a problem. Maybe you go toilet a problem. So you guys are saying, say, we are not moving forward with this. We are stuck as a country 65 years, after 65 years.
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, when our first leader started...
Producer, yes, sir, some places be just say, it's embarrassing for us as a country. How do the white people see us? Say, move free, Sano.
Oh, you see, the problem is that our leaders who have come after Kwame Nkrumah are very selfish individuals. When the
these things are still going on in the 21st century. 65 years in Ghana, we say we are celebrating independence.
Because, yes, thank you very much. All because the members of parliament who come from all parts of Ghana, when they come to Accra and enjoy some good benefits like bathrooms and stuff that we are talking about, you know, they think that's all. They do not even go back to the villages.
Mr. K, you're wow, the producer, they are to Swamae. Teshi Mami, Teshi Krum. One who say, one who say we sit here. I mean, this 21st century Ghana, 21st century Ghana, we are still have this sort of things there, Mr. Yosef. Where do we go?
I think where we go is to let the children of Nkrumah back in the fray.
Where are they?
Because we are there. We are there. But once they have been Ghanaians have been Ghanaians have been indoctrinated that we are not relevant.
Yes.
But unfortunately, there are the people who are not relevant. The NPP is the party that's not relevant.
It's 65 years old, yes. But you're still talking about NPP.
Yes, of course, NPP removed Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah did not finish the job he was set to do. That is the problem. Listen, when Akosombo Dam was completed, a few months they removed him. My God, that was a worry. The man was crying in Conakry. In Guinea, he said, oh God, Ma Akosombo, Ma Tema. It was sad to hear Nkrumah cry like a schoolboy. He had just finished Akosombo. It had just been commissioned, and they removed him. Valco and all that. Tema Township. He built the township because you know, had this gentleman, this man been there, and had we allowed him more and more time, Ghana will be a better place.
How are we going to attract investors with this condition? So, Obi investor no over Chrome. I mean, for both of you, Obi investors, no investors, person mobile Chrome. Why? Some of the things they will look at is their living situation or her accommodation maybe better or share in terms of how on the Mabeko school. So the Mabeko school are all for more contra school crane or better than Colombo school or issue of a like electricity near there. After making a careful analysis, he said the producer the Ato Swamai. Oh, they are not going to come because apart from investing their money, CITV, that must say for City TV, that must say for this
Mr. Kura,
production.
Let's tell one thing. Since being here, I have made friends with a lot of local people here. A white person. If I say a white person, all the white person come from UK. The Englishman, an English woman, all over the UK. And they know us. they know the African, they know the Ghanaian. So when they come there, they know where to go or where not to go. They understand that they know, they think that, oh, for us, we just worship our leaders, our political leaders. They know.
We're talking about investors now, so all back Ghana, no? Better than what now, doctor?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to land.
Okay,
they
land.
know us, so nothing surprises the white man at all. You see, for us, the black person was created for a certain level of life.
We are talking about Ghana now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they know us. They know a lot of Ghanaians. I will be surprised if you tell them where you come from. They will tell you your village. Yes, they know our lifestyle. They know we are not prepared to change, unfortunately. But Nkrumah was prepared to change.
So how are they going to invest their country today with this condition?
They are not. I mean, I was told here.
How are they going to invest their money on things like that in our country?
No. I was taught here, college here in the UK, that if you want to invest in a foreign country, a third world or developing country, there are certain places you don't have to go.
But then how are we going to make progress if these people will not go to these places?
The lecturer made an example with Ghana. He didn't realize I was a Ghanaian. He said, we are only few in the class. He says, for instance, a place like Ghana, you don't have to go there at all. Because one of our heads of the states says, that was a champion. This is on a record, the radio of the Englishman. Yeah, they know us.
Let Dr. Tabi comes in. Thank you.
Okay,
Doctor,
thank you
how are we going to, with this condition, living conditions?
I'm happy that we've admitted we have a problem. That's the first stage of transformation, that we are sick and we need medication. Now, how are we going to take that medication? I'm happy again that the political terrain in Ghana is gradually drifting. The era where the electorate no longer question those in power is changing. And so the youth are today ready to demand accountability. The problem is we are faced with a bunch of guys who are so difficult that even in the face of wisdom, they will prefer to embrace something else. That is the problem, because we have a group of guys who goes out to tell government that there is a problem.
So, who are investor? Would you invest in a place whereby your children will find it? You have to live in the city.
Yes. So
and you may not want to live in the city.
Yes.
Here, anybody can live anywhere. In the UK here, if you go to America, you can live anywhere. You have electricity. You have the same access to shopping facilities.
Yes.
You have the same access to everything.
Yes.
Why is it so difficult for us to make these changes?
So the problem is back to the same thing, and this leadership.
Here, the producer, the go here. You know, how can people live in? Oh, buy who you are obejane. Maybe obi bad investor no dey no kwa obejane.
But we need.
They will not. But then we hold on. Then we have Ghanaians, government going out country after country, diaspora issues, trying to tell us to people to go back home. Yes. Will people go back home in these conditions?
Obviously not.
Will people invest their money in this condition?
We have to ask Nanado. We fail to learn.
Yes.
No, it's 65 years.
Yeah,
it's 65 years. So this has become a national agenda for all of us.
Yes, that's right. You see,
it's 65 years.
Yeah. Our president said that, but I
let him land because he is not lying. Sorry.
Yes, so I was saying that, look, there's a problem. And people are telling the government of the day that there is a problem. You need to address A, B, and C. Now, because they are not listening to the people, external influences are not telling government that they are not ready to.
How do government representatives feel that if you are promoting people to go back, the diaspora in this, and then this that we are seeing? How do you know the difference? It's like you are telling the story, but when the person sees it live, it's different.
So that is the reality. But for me, I'm just looking at how we can find a solution to where we find ourselves. And that is where people are making clarion call to the government that, look, you can't tell us that you want to implement an e-levy when we've given you like enormous amount of money, chunk sums of money, and you've not even accounted for it. You came to tell us that there were issues, global problem, there was COVID issues.
So what is the way forward to this?
So the way
Forward to
first
what we
of
are
all,
saying.
as a country, we need not to silence the opinion of anyone. And that is where we are getting it wrong. Because the same people that repealed the criminal libel law, today they are preventing people from speaking. They are gagging people in left, right, center. Now, if you live in a country where people cannot express their opinion freely, do you know what happens? The country becomes volatile. And issues about coup d'etat comes to the table, and that is where we find ourselves, because
that
people
is a
are
no-no
tired.
for us.
No,
Since
no.
19, we went
We
a
are not
long
calling
way
for
to
it.
reach this stage.
No, let me land.
No,
Let's
it's not
please let me
calling
land.
for it.
We are not calling for it, but when you push people to a point where they can no longer take it, it becomes the last resort. Because in the past, issues about coup d'etat was not in our media space. Why are we seeing it today? Because people are realizing that someone somewhere, there are some hands of God somewhere that is preventing them
We
from airing
returned
their
after
opinion.
a long struggle to democratic rule, Mr. Yosin. A long struggle, 25 years of military rule. And then we came to 1992. Now it's been what? It's been a very long journey.
Yes.
But it's been a battle. I think we, as a country, I think we need to change our style a bit. You know, we have to change our style.
You see, thank you. I started by saying Nkrumah was a visionary leader. Since then, we have not gone well. The man, when
Why
he
are we
came-
still mentioning Nkrumah
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the time?
yeah.
Everywhere you go, Nkrumah, but the man, he's dead.
No, I'm explaining. I'm using it to explain because there was something
That's it. You
special.
have to talk about now how we find solution, because you can't Nkrumah who perceive your falling free.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that when that man came, when he got the chance to rule Ghana, what did he do? He came with a plan in his.
But it's no
from-
more there.
he
So
said-
we have to agree that
I'm coming to your
we have
point.
to find a way.
I am coming to your point. Nkrumah came with a 7-year development plan. Don't forget it. When he had a chance, he immediately started to implement it. Okay, so we need a Ghana government that will sit us all down for us to agree a new development, national development plan, our agenda, because we have none. Once we have none, there's nothing else we can do. And the people, the opposition, main opposition to CPP in Nkrumah, they have never sat to think. When they fall ill in Accra, they get on the plane to London, King's College Hospital, or United States for further and better treatment. Since then, I want you to touch on medical. They come here even to give birth. Members of Parliament in MPP administration, women, they come here to give birth because it's a proper medical facility. That's dangerous. Medical facility for our bush people.
So
they are just,
Obia or government, we are any law say. Who government private Obia only government we can do that. But our government, there should be a law say who take a position. You use all the facilities we have, and this is one way of helping the country to improve.
I think I'll go further than that. If you count the pennies, the pounds look after themselves. If you look after the interests of the downtrodden person, the poorest person,
Yes.
Every other person in Ghana will be happy. We have not got proper hospitals. Go to rich, beautiful hospital there. Beautiful hospital there. But go to other villages, Fiam Kwanta Hospital, they are not good enough.
Yes,
They are
because of time,
You see-
you about okay, finish the landing now.
We have to provide the most important thing is the national developmental agenda. We all signed to it. Then make sure we implement it.
Irrespective of the party, we keep up with the
Yes, of
plan.
course. It's
National plan.
That's not politics.
Yes.
It's Ghanaians. We all sit and
Yes,
sign.
thank you.
And implement that. If we do that, the country will be a better place. Otherwise, we are never going to make any change.
Right.
Mr. Ketiosin said a national plan,
Okay.
developmental plan, and if we do that, we will not be in this position.
Right. Personally, I feel first we have to understand that leadership is transition of power from one generation to another. Someone was there before you came into office. Now, when we have a leader that decides to abandon all projects that was done in the past and decide to start something new, then as a country, we know we are in crisis. And that is where we find ourselves, because the Mahama-led administration started some hospitals, which I believe after 5 years should have been completed by now. We have abandoned those projects, and as government, and I'm referring to government all the time because they decided the direction of the country. So if government decide to abandon all these projects and start their own project and decide to even make the building of the cathedral one of their major successes, then there's a problem. So all that we are discussing, and of course we were led by the vice president, who came out with 170 questions on how to rule the economy. So that means he knows it. But the problem is, why isn't he doing it? So if they know the way out, then we expect that they should just do what is right. But if they are not doing it, then obviously they don't know what they are doing. So why are we keeping them there? We pay you to fix a problem. It's either you fix it or you get out. That is the simple fact. In UK, the country works because if a white man decides to give you a task, you don't meet their demand, there's nothing like you coming to explain the problem to us. Especially if you've promised them. In 2016, you said you were going to move the country from taxation to industrialization or production.
Yes, it did.
Is that our reality now as people? And there were a host of problems. Today they are talking about digitization at the expense of the city running. I don't know where the city is going. I don't know. You wake up morning, it's this, and our market women, they cannot even take care of their family because the prices of the city and even the fuel is a problem. I don't want to talk about GDP and all those things because we can't feel that in our pockets. The market woman does not understand GDP. The market woman does not understand inflation and all that. All we know is I wake up in the morning, the ball of kenke that I bought for one cedi, the next day is £1.50.
So where are we with all the hard work that we have done to reach the independence? Oh, say, are you free? Mm-hmm. So basically, we are free but not free.
So I like that. We are free but not free. We are not free because the people in power who are not ready to even relinquish power when people vote them out, like what we saw in 2020, if we still have them there, then as a country we are going nowhere. So it's all about leadership.
It's been 65 years.
Even 65 years, yes, because the leadership is the problem. That the people.
So what should the people do? What is your message? Because we have Mr. Usu Echao and others who will be joining us very soon. So what message do you have for the people first, Doctor?
Right.
Then go to Mr.
Okay. So my only message is we are being led by a president who asked us to try and test him. We gave him the opportunity. It's been 5 years. The center cannot hold. I don't think it is worth giving the same people another 4 years because by their fruit, we've already seen them. There is no point even discussing issues about how they should be given power again. Now, what we can do is we are going to do our best as opposition to present them some solutions to the problem that we are seeing so that from now till 2024, at least they can drive the ship safely to the shore. Once we get there, we change them because we cannot trust them.
You want to land so that.
Thank you. So that is my message to Ghanaians, that we've seen what is happening. We saw the era of John Mahama. We saw how they attempted to smear him with all manner of names, calling him corrupt and all that. But today, what are we seeing? We have a president who people engage in corruption and he tried to accommodate them, the father of all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ayos, you heard it all.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
The youth,
what is your message for
my
the Ghana community, all Ghanaians, abroad, everywhere?
But if I give message to Ghanaian committee, I think they will change the government overnight. So I'm not going to do that. But
what is your
these
message?
guys,
they want to hear what you're saying. They have to change over. And dear part, maybe I change it overnight. Come here, TBA.
I root to the Ghana government.
Because I will hear a program. I'm 100% sure say at this Sunday afternoon or relax it, you know, and then you know, or hey, or her program.
Thank you very much. You see,
yes.
The president, I wrote to Ghana government through publicity, one of my publications, that listen to fix the country people. I advise Ghana government to do so. It's published. Modern Ghana, Ghana Web, and all the places. I said, listen to them. You see, if you are a true leader, a good leader, whether a father or a mother, and your children are complaining, please listen to them. And not those children is the youth on the street. Listen to them. You know what the NPP officials did? They knew it was an embarrassment. For the people to go and campaign, they want to campaign and face the country, they knew that's a disaster. Almost like an Arab Spring. So they quickly turn around and for their members of parliament to be challenging people to fix themselves. How can you say the poor man on Wege Road, walking barefoot to fix himself? When you take it up, I advise Ghana government to speak to them, sit down and say, what do you want us to fix? Because it must tell them that there are so many things that are wrong. Only I'm surprised. I am surprised that Nana, our president, has not got good advisors. I'm saying he hasn't got good advisors. I know Asantini has got advisors. So if Asantini, for instance, come out with a statement, it's not just him. He meets with his elders. This is how a good leadership is about. I'm not sure if Mr. Akufo-Addo has got leaders. Leaders who criticize you in the back room.
Are you saying
yes.
For 65 years, everything now is to Nana-Addo? Say 65 years is on his head.
Oh, you're saying something, but literally I would say yes. The reason is that right now he's in charge.
Yes.
Right now, today he's in charge. He should come out to tell us, oh, that was wrong, but this is what we are going to do. Okay. We will clap for him. But if you are not, you can't just come and say just like a president doing nothing. You must prove to us that, look, that is wrong. So many things are wrong in Ghana. So many things are wrong. I'll tell you before I go. I know other people are wasting. In Ghana, we don't have a railway station.
You said something here now. You said that he must not sit down as president who is not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Doctor also.
No, you must not sit down in vain.
Oh, okay.
Do something. Let some action come from your human body. But it's not him I will expect to go to the
so
state.
To land, they say land why? Because others
NPP owes us a lot of apology as far as Ghana's independence is concerned. NPP owes us Ghanaians a lot of apology. Had they allowed Nkrumah to finish his project, we wouldn't be here. So NPP, Dr. Buzia, I don't think he's resting in peace. You must come and talk to his people to come and apologize to CPP and the rest of Ghana because they put our progress backwards. The things that were there, they have depleted them. Okay. Even bus, we don't have a single bus in Ghana anymore. And when Nkrumah was leaving, we had a bus.
So the MPP representative that will be coming,
yes,
Obe face a question of you better try it, Rabba. Obe face a question of say MPP owes an apology to the Ghanaian
society
because from Mr. Kitiosin of PPP, chairman of PPP in the UK.
Yeah.
You feel that MPP owes an apology.
Owes a lot of apology to the whole Ghanaian.
Owes a lot of apology to the whole Ghanaian.
Because it's Buzia who came to contract the soldiers to overthrow Nkrumah. That's why they owe us apology.
Okay, thank you.
If they have done a good job, I'll clap for them.
Yeah. Wait, before we carry on, I will talk about Aduku's solicitors. I'm not sure so what he can. Omuye very, very good for Aduku's solicitors. Now they specialize in all areas. So either say a crime and now family matters, they will be able to support you. Or immigration matters. Inti a Ghanaian or anyone in our community who needs solicitors support or now help biana. Ubetimi contact Aduku's solicitors. You don't know ebeto producer the better so say say and at some point so etf mubetimi afre you the normal number to so say a platform so normal no cry no also platform no so dada why 07513688333. I repeat 07513688333. So any contribution or any question you can call us and we will talk to you. After so Omega House, one of our sponsors for Omega Live TV. Now Omega House ABC was 74 West Green Road, Tottenham, Seven Sisters, next to Uncle John's Bakery. Postcode here N15 5NS. Now, who here bibia say flyers and leaflets, posters, brochures, booklets, bookmarks, banners, business cards, postcards, receipts and tickets, calendars, funeral and birthday invitation cards. So you print marks, photo frames, bottle openers, key rings, handkerchiefs, mouse pads, beer glass, pillowcases, t-shirts, clocks, and many more. Like I said, we find in North London. Now your number is 0780262733, and I'll be to my friend 0203-581-8794. Mr. Kitiosin say, "Who here any of this? As is a pillowcase for your wife. Oh, your cases in the now they need to so for the birthday a very very nice for that t-shirt sir."
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Osuechan adjoining. Mr. Osuechan, welcome.
Thank you.
Let us say. Now Bana Jenny to say.
Was good.
Good. Okay. Now me pacha obet my little introduction about yourself. At here for me say one name Mr. Osuechan.
Okay. If we must to chapter, I'm here the NDC UK and Iran chapter. Deputy Communication Officer in UK. You know, that's who I am, and also channel Nsakola Mini. And I'm happy for this year. Ghana, year 65 years.
Yes.
Now you're celebrating the name of it. So do you mention Becca Satch Ghana for? You know, I'm happy, but to do baby and I will hook a crack Abba because 65 years, you know. It's as a bit trip I'm in.
What's it a drew baby na rehuaba?
Yes.
Now me catch Mr. Kitiosin say at some point, you know, we will have MPP representatives here who will also answer his question. But he say Mr. Kitiosin say the blame for the 65 years of suffering should be on the head of MPP. What is your view about that?
Mr. Kitiosin here 100%. And you know, you kind of a UP stroke MPP.
65 years old. Yes. And all they need good MPP head. And all they man and ado. Why?
Maybe, but I would say, as Mr. Kitiosin kind, I say the MPP tradition, including Buzia and Nekufuado, and Papa, the old Kwame Nkrumah apology.
Okay.
And it was fantastic submission. What happened? You were in the same party, UGCC. I'm confined by a spokesperson and a secretary. And also, your independence in the same, so there be entrance to Kakra. So, what happened within? I wasn't born then, but in your history, come on, say a beji. And Mr. Kula, I have a big problem with one issue. One issue is it should be the big sex. So, the big sex, no. Now, I still don't understand the big sex. There are two so Ghana history are true. So the big sex now I can want some Kwame Nkrumah, Akwaje, Edward Kufuado, William Furata, JB Dankwa, and where's the big sex now? One family. Any family son who may can't Kufuado Moside. Edward Kufuado, William Furata, JB Dankwa. As my can say, where is George Alfred Grant?
Park Grant.
The different Park Grant.
Park Grant, yeah.
Me akola, but me busa questions. Say the big sex need create, you know. One from the Nkwankutemu miensa. The Park Grant was the leader of UGCC. Other than the big sex, Wamem. Wamem. Park Grant was financier of UGCC. Mr. Kitiosin can tell her the history. But me, how I say, was the big sex a scam? Mr. What you are making? Was it a scam? Kwame Nkrumah could join Independence Square now. All the independence or announced, no. What are these people no more? Not on
You're on boycott.
Yes, but you're twisted Ghana history, no. Maybe as also a charm, make I say the big sis a fake, a scam.
So, as a young person, I would hear program. How does that influence from independence to today?
That is why some secular maker say yes, and to influence independent today. And they say a independence in my, you know. A history now, because if you baby, you co baby, you do baby. What you're saying, Nima Kwame Nkrumah started years and can all be beautiful or mine within 9 years near 2. Nay, yow. Shenima way within 9 years. A bayamba co. Even Mr. Kula, and so there was a kind of influence, you know. Me have and some air cosunino in the 1957 independence now, I'm boycott on my mouth. You two are buying. Even in 1992, 91, yeah, draw Ghana Constitution, National Assembly. Then be a mechanic we say, dear Mamma Peku for us, no, Zola. And I always baby me, yeah, draw 1992 Constitution. The man who is president now, friend Kufuado. Pet like Ghana phobia for lawyers. Unim say the UP tradition led by Kufuado, a catch Ghana Bar Association for say. They will not participate. 1919 Constitution. Say me boa man kasa me boa. Constitution on boa ko eto ye no. Enne Kufuado esum asafuna ere so say me ye president ni me dey me di Ghana mraso. He boycotted it. 2008 campaign time in Tamale. The color make was more campaign time in Tamale. The Buseku for the say your constitution a check. Into your say ye constitutional amendment. Into Uba change or say Anne. Nana does say yes, my amendment. Obey president. I say no. So me Ghana your problem you know me destroy you tradition. Me nana, your friend Charles. If you don't say, see or say, me mammy or no, the current chief of staff from us offering Papa.
Yet he next door to him.
Yes.
He was living next door to COSA.
And I am following COSA.
I will Kumasi.
Yes. From the CPP side.
Yeah, KJT opposite Zoo.
Good. On a couple of say me boy. And to me, Jabba be a COSA, I am my grandfather. Me mammy or no. From us up the current chief of staff. Ni Papa. Kofi Jima, no. And they be a me come because me know why NDC because they may follow the CPP tradition, follow me nana.
Okay, thank
and you. I like the way now no Ghana and some Akoso the MPP UP tradition, some no more opposition. They were managing Ghana economy with the textbooks. So what did they make an say? They were managing Ghana economy with the textbooks.
Where's the evidence that we manage Ghana with the textbooks?
Because the vice president Baumia Busa Pakosi attack Pakosi Atta say and former late and I say late vice president say Emisata 170 questions and then Pakosi manage just one answer or say you cannot manage Ghana economy with textbooks. And the textbooks no more kind in opposition, and then amani yakuno.
Mr. Ketiosi, not textbook in a free progress no more manage. Ghana honey actually na hefa.
Textbooks
and where is the also go by what was said.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's going by history, what was said. Now no, also here Lawrence era coming up no. So 25 years now. How was it? Also better about also.
Yeah, how did it?
Because yes, because a lot has been said about Nkrumah and the time if I say overthrow him by coup d'etat. Now no, Lawrence also came in, but you have not mentioned that at all. You've not spoken about it.
No.
Who jump push straight from Nkrumah to Busia, then straight Odebas here to Nalado. But Uja middle, no. But here from their testimony said they want to hear from you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, they want to hear from you. Why are you not talking about Lawrence?
Good question. Lawrence was an opportunist who used the gun to do whatever he was doing. A lot of people were scared of him. He came first, he went back and said, oh, great stuff. The guy, second time, so he's come to do wonders. But he didn't. Under his own administration, something bad in the Western Ghana happened. Justice Cranton Ado, Mamia, or baby, Ufidi, ni baby cry, Yachino. Those Supreme Court judges, me, by the way, I don't know what they did, but they collected them at the time we had curfew. That means nobody should go out. Yet they went to pick them up in their houses, God knows midnight, kill them or shot them and put fire in them to be burning them. But I've followed it, but I was not there. I was in the UK when all these things happened.
Okay.
But I followed the story. One point to be able to say it doesn't make sense because Chikata, Captain Kojo Chikata,
yes,
as far as he was involved in the administration.
We wanted a Katapori here, but for some reason we couldn't get him here.
I wish I would see him and I'll ask him only one question.
Maybe that's why he didn't come.
I hope to God he's alive.
Maybe
some question.
Maybe I will say about
for the benefit of Ghanaians, which I say. So you know what, Mr. Lawrence, unfortunately, well, he became charismatic. Everybody, even call him Junior Jesus Christ. He was very impressive and attractive. At the same time, a bit offensive. But judges what happened? Up to now, Ghanaians go so. Every Ghanaian is afraid of Rollins and afraid of Chikata. I'm telling you, Captain Kojo Chikata Kra Umusono. Because they know about it. How is it judges Kukuomo? These people know about it. We are saying reconciliation, whatever, conference or whatever. I have no faith in that kind of reconciliation. Do you understand? But at least it's part of our story. That's fine. But Rollins, the best thing he did was to frighten the people. He had no plan. That's I admired him when he came, but he had no plan. Even if you don't have plan, talk to somebody to advise you.
One of our viewers is saying, so why did you jump from him then? Because you spoke about Nkrumah also jumping straight. Uja Rollins. Very
good. Yeah, very good. The main target is Kofi Abrefa.
Okay.
He is the one, let me tell you, he is the one who introduced coup d'etat in Ghana. And I'll tell you something that happened. If we can Google, I've tried to Google Daily Graphic, but I can't find it. But
you can't produce a bit of my
Daily Graphic copy from February to about 15th of March 1966. K.A. Busia, when the coup took place, he was hiding in Lomé. Because he knew what was going to happen inside Ghana. Yeah. So God knows he was in UK or Netherlands or whatever. He was in Lomé as a safety point. So when the coup was successful, listen carefully. When it was successful, he came. And that one when a small boy said this man is not a smart guy. He came to Accra, Ghana, with a briefcase like that with full of dollars in it. He was showing off. It was in Daily Graphic in Yemen, America. He was in support of I expect that. He came with a briefcase that was published in Daily Graphic. So we will see it. If you don't find it now, when I go to Ghana, I will go there to the archive.
Well, producer is having a look.
That's why I rather mention his name because when Nkrumah was removed, we were all shocked and stunned, Ghanaians, even including MPP people, because they knew it is impossible. That's why they waited for the man to move to Hanoi, to China. That's fine. I believe it changes. So now we're changing now. Do something better, and they're having.
Yes.
We're all humans. After all, Busia is dead, Nkrumah is dead, and all that. My father is also dead. Do you understand? But what to Nepal? Want to me? Busia want to me? Now I jump on back kicking out. He had a lot of questions to answer to Ghanaians. What about he? He came around to Takwa, and the students were asking him questions, and they had to whisk him away. Do you understand?
Yeah, there was a answer that because
that's why I thought it's more relevant than Mr. Rollins. Once he just came in at a wrong time. But the main people are Busia.
Okay, thank you. Also, what?
Yeah, Mr. But I want to say, me have a kind of say, Mr. Kula, Yabaha for some hours and some minutes. I started the program. but the party in power, the NPP in UK, are we invited Kingsley, Edumata in Japan, or vie for the NPP UK chairman? Oh my.
No. Ayina Nkeba, Mr. Bimpe, but then you have to do something, so you couldn't
Matthias,
come.
but they're in government.
And yet,
they are in government.
Okay, Nakukubimpo.
Okay. Now you have to go to work in an emergency.
Emergency will be our emergency,
Okay.
Mr. Kula. And
It's
ask
okay.
him, say, MP rep from Moy. You're not here. And we are celebrating Ghana independence. But, me, Master Mama,
Portia is on her way. So
Good,
Omra.
Also, Mr. So, who will me fair partner, Mr. Kura, so my friend. Nature MPP for Wutuma and Chamapon, independence and Resimu DB. Because you're independence, no? Woman come. Look, Americans cry by woman baby. Buzia was in Accra, Obecha Lamte was in Accra, JB Danko in Ghana, Polo Grandsa, Pinifuko, Papa could be, Midima could be. Pinifuko, K.A. Busia because of opposition, because of bitter hatredness for Nkrumah. Woman baby. Nanda won't be, what Nkrumah will win, won't be 65th anniversary. Sister Muko Kuskra, now Miria was a Woko Mukum. Woko Mukum. But you say you didn't want the independence for us. You boycotted Nkrumah. They hated Nkrumah even when he died.
Yeah.
But it's not nice.
Wouldn't say, Mr. Gola, as Mr. Kit Khan said about daily graphic compilation. I have those papers in our Ghana. Now that me be more me can. It's 2 times. So what can you rebel about what they did to Nkrumah legacy? Near friend Nkrumah, but near friend Boy George. Boy George, you two Nkrumah. Omu KG no. Then until Accra. Let me know, but I saw it on Daily Graphic. A KG no. Nkrumah boost or Troy, you two national agree. It's a young Nkrumah BBI.
I'll get the name right.
But yes, but Kwame Nkrumah still lives. The legacy still lives. The BBI or
68 years.
Yeah, 65 years.
Or 65 years, sorry.
Wouldn't say, I don't know, say it is true or not. And I could follow. Or call AU program be. Or catch a AU for saying, you ready Jamie Dankwa statute beside Kwame Nkrumah. And I was so shocked. Say, Jamie Dankwa, yes, I'm on a spearhead, say, you ain't Ghana independence in my. But on the quest to Ojina when the crew say, Yan Tuaba man or Yan Tuamano. And then, you Buzia, Dombo, Dankwa tradition. But you projected only Dankwa at the Iba Dankwa Institute. And then you're faking Yama, a project in Yama, ne. That's not by April, or my dear so your name is Koso. Mr. Kula, are you happy in Ghana now? Maybe to see a Nami phone. Let me share the rate pound sterling to Ghana. And 9.6. Me, I don't do politics with major currencies be Ghana and Ghana cities. But
Boy Moses, the man is called Boy Moses.
Boy Moses,
That
thank
man
you.
Boy Moses.
Yes, Boy Moses.
The one they put him in the cage,
Cage.
all the principal city of
Yes.
Africa because he was Nkrumah security guard.
God, yes. Boy Moses.
Boy Moses.
You didn't to cage him say Kramai.
I want to say a producer so show some over here.
Yes.
Very old
These are
at the time,
people.
no.
JWK Halley and all that. Look at Ankara.
Yes.
Ankara, they're all there.
Well done, producer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Boy Moses.
Yeah.
He's some from the Boy Moses shaking him.
Yes. And I recall.
In fact, NCSA no be waha. I'm sure you know 9.19. But you know, as you are saying, different form a different rate.
Yes, yeah.
Where are we then? Because with this like kototonoma abroad, you know, will it match? Because our export, when it goes up, will be good. But coming back, to buy goods back, be a problem.
The problem because listen, because our raw materials, we have to process them inside Ghana. Our timber, only a portion of our timber exports must go as timber. Otherwise, whatever they want to do, if you look at this table here, it's a timber. Tell us we lumber it, we cut it to size inside Ghana. Then we put it on the ship to you in UK or Netherlands or whatnot. Englishman. if he's got this timber Africa now, they wouldn't put it on the ship to us in
What is the problem? What is the problem? Because you want natural resources in Wokrun. We are not short of it.
We can't process it.
Yeah.
You know, we are not short of it. Natural resources here.
Yeah.
But it's the processes, you know, in terms of the management of it, and a question mark.
It's not the management of it, even the activation of it, the doing of it itself.
So you part of it.
The management, it's not a problem, but the
I don't have a problem because we are not getting anything out of it.
Well, I mean, me Takwa gold mine, so I'm get dig gold now. Yeah, helicopter no the bafa, at the back Accra. No, they do what they do. With the head of state, we got a gold billions and all that. My goodness me. Come on, they come to Takwa, they go to Konongo, they go to Obuasi in helicopters. They don't drive because people will lynch them.
Yeah.
So they go by.
So 65 years
Yes.
now, no, we are still talking about this.
Yeah.
What is the future for Ghana?
The future is that somebody that will come and shake them and put everything apart and do things new.
Somebody from where?
A new government. I mean, right now we are coming up. Nkrumah's children are coming up. We are coming. We are springing up. Then when the time comes, maybe 2024, it must change. It's not going to be the same
Nkrumah's
thing.
children. Also, Mr. Kitiosin is talking about Nkrumah's children
Yeah,
coming up.
Owusu
Do you have any understanding of that?
Yeah, Nkrumah. You're right. Nkrumah.
Yes.
People who follow Ghana. Unfortunately, we got two parties in Ghana. Just like Labour and the Conservatives. The same thing we have, God knows, UP and CPP. You know, the CPP has disintegrated, we know, into so many things. Yeah, all our members are inside NDC.
So,
Ron's came with a gun. So, when he came with a gun, what happened? I mean, he found the NDC. I thank him for being there, at least. He has held our brothers together. Last time I spoke to some NDC person, but I can't mention a name here. I say, we are brothers. Of course, we are brothers. Anybody who is not an MPP is in Nkrumah. Okay. It doesn't matter whether it's the NDC or PNC and all that. We are talking. That's how I was coming to this. I got one top official is sending me messages. So, sir, MPP, they have failed us too much. I could say Labour and Conservative, they're doing well. Immediately, Labour loses election. Conservatives go into town 10 Downing Street. The work continues.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
National agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got a national agenda in another kingdom. So we want to create something in Ghana.
Yeah, Mr. Kula, I believe in national agenda. Say CPP never buy, MPP never buy. CBA party we balance will be a capina or be a the next party never on Twaso. That would be the best. CBJ Sagleme Ho. Say we are could discuss where I say about 1,500 flats and they see empty. And Krumah,
continue.
So we councils in barracks no more Krumah. They build houses to give to like a more money be mammy for papa for. Mr. Kula, since a minute I call conditional rule since 1992. Me who said this people Ghana SC affordable housing that district. Me Sunyane district. Me who so much see affordable house, just one block say yeah they one for and he found a come the Gula. Yes, somebody said, young morning develop for mine. No, because be a do 65 years and can call retirement.
Correct.
And then come see. And then me free landing that's me could be a Birmingham, a quan that's so straight. Train here, Juma. Lighting system here, Juma.
Maybe so.
And Mr. Kula, I saw Kwame Nkrumah in the former president John Dramani Mahama. What meaning but or started BB like a little infrastructure, mechanical infrastructure. But
hold on, over to me repeat it. Okay. Also, you saw what?
I saw Kwame Nkrumah image in John Dramani Mahama.
Okay, what time? And I say reality on what? Or the
policies,
no?
And then action Kwame Nkrumah be
that's it. Say yeah, TF for the better.
Papa ni suna na mo so say my member Ghana International Airport. One go Bob Bossian say Bossian they call Ghana for 2 more on my Ghana Airport Company.
Okay.
And a Bob Bossian the airport will pay by itself. A visionary leader.
Okay.
She name was starting your school so OC when meaning na but nka obi beto aso. E almost say yes so ba power no. E ja na maybe go. Name Ghana ye koye nim. Nti ka on so buy in schools, hospitals. Na nko bato aso. And I don't understand some.
So Parliament should agree, say, a national agenda where one party starts something, the other party or even we will have a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan, and this is what we plan to do. So when you are living, you will give analysis of where you are, what you spend, say we do now for the same work, so at least there will be a review and assessment of it.
No, because we just for 5 years as settlement, make once a 5 years.
The increase
a very good question.
You increase anything.
Before saying increase any as my can say increase ye come on. I dare say and say your roots. And then from Kumasi to Accra, Accra to Takoradi Cape Coast, Accra to Ho, Accra to northern part of Ghana. We don't have dual carriage 65 years in Areho.
Yeah.
And people are dying in our roads. My party NDC have power for years. And I'm saying, say, Nyami are near power, yen twas, but you can say Accra Kumasi, Accra Ho. Road near single lane, and this is 21st century. I don't need to road, say a single lane, because single lane is a cool, you know, it's a single lane. No, car back was so they be a pam. People are dying on our roads. Into dual carriage, you know, or be a baba power piano on your dual carriage in my. Not accident is you know, and yet I won't take a crime because we don't have train system, and I mean, why 65 years? And when you say, boy, now, all USA furniture in Jonas, I don't support the leader of Udi, but the guy is telling us sense or Kenyans as much glass and quan. Because if I grew up in a good boy, need him, Mr. Kula, me a video which Ghana phobia babedi 50-60 years. Yet, me video be just 1 minute there, the boy is doing marvelous for Ghana. Me pene di atem no but o pese o kire say so wo New York abonten so a TV ese on sa flash screen no wo se so bi anase dia konfo bi gina ho e che nkoma so o kase fa we brother me ma o ska da bi knowledge the glass and economy I support it and you say bi MPP nkoma power ntin o part bi over power bi an glass and economy ento aso sa nan kan sam kire ye nyempa inform bi di o man so say so man be the man so develop the country.
Do you think that there is this urgency say in Krasia say light in your in your me ko baby or Asharaja Accra tra amasama hono I don't know so him that side na Asharaja e ben Kaswa Accra
Kaswa okay
ko baby or Asharaja usuna me ko ye no me hu say obi tie baby no light no water our family nkitwa nkola nkitwa 4 na de omu dem no sa abo bi kura ba ha o po edana bebu o de ayi bi ena ayi curtains no o de ayi na aye but no ayi bi a o de ntuma ni wife ni ntuma o de asensa obi dan bi a o si na wa ye ne sa now then I asked him how do you charge mobile phone? I say yes. I said how do you charge? Also Kokroma. Your places you can go and charge and pay money and charge. Yeah. Now we are living in this condition in the 21st century in Ghana. We are in a crisis as a country, and this has been going on for 65 years. Where do we go from here? Say obi take this condition.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so who are them for Brunei now? The free crew and also co-invest. Wow, Oduru call home maybe.
Yeah. So when they go to, they use that as a research. They use that as a research. But before, are very discerning. Use that as a research because we won't be that. It's a strange thing. Yeah. So they research it. They interview as much as possible and bring their story back into Europe and they work with it. Me call meeting with Ghana. When I was in Ghana, there was my national party meeting. I went for National Executive Committee meeting that day. The next day, I returned to UK. I remember, and that was the 3rd of December, just last year. I saw one thing. The car, Accra Wager Road, Kaswa, that Wager Road to Abusio can run about. That high road, no. What I saw was a cripple, disabled person. For taxi. A disabled person coming close to my window. I was shocked. He was coming to beg for money. On Accra High Street, on a high street.
But we have had great dignitaries in Ghana.
I said,
Very important people in Ghana. And still we are facing this crisis.
In that place, there's an MP or assemblyman or the president or whatnot. They are there. Government officials, they know it's a norm. It's an ordinary thing. But for me, I saw it was different. This area, we want to go to Birmingham motorway, we will see a cripple with a wheelchair going across the motorway. That's what happened in Accra, N1 and all that. You see them there. Ghana government is not interested in cripples, in disabled people, no. And mad people, you have about them for mad people. No way, if you want to 55 years or Tiakona, Ghana government hasn't got what it takes even to pick him or her up into a facility.
Yeah.
UK, they will do it. So they are quite just beautiful things in the future.
Who is it? Mr. Kula, me ba kroma, we am some question me say. How did UK get rid of that road? Like in Futukwan. A kwambes no mutime dune here because Mr. Kula me ba kroma in Futukwan da. You be there.
Poto no kra no o driver going on the road no o call poto ma no broni no obefre no I report to because what happened is the car toma they have to claim insurance the tire pie and now something has happened. So the council's responsibility to make sure the road is one, and then the road contract is done in such a way say even 10 years you are still repairing the road.
Yes.
If you are not there, your company, if not, they will take, you don't get all the money one time. The money is to pay to you installment, and some is left for maintenance until the tenure of the agreement, the years of the agreement. So if you agree, say 25 years, the money will be split into that way so that you don't get you maintaining the road until the contract is finished.
See, the things, don't stop it. The things we are seeing in Ghana is just out of order. This is
It's
not,
me a coin. Within 6 months.
I say.
It is not politics. Let me tell you, Achimota, overhead. Achimota overhead. I know a spot there. I won't mention the names of the owner. I was traveling from that spot to Ring Road.
Yeah.
And the taxi driver will pass on a railway line to dodge traffic. So I offer railway lines. Let me say, look, my friend, what are you doing? He said, oh, the next train will come about 4 o'clock. It's from about 8 a.m. to 3:30. We offer railway lines. We learn how we used to. Can you go and cross or use it? Say, you are there. You are there. You question. You'll be a bad person even if you talk about it. Nyasano anyhow. Ghana government is aware. He doesn't care. Nanado about the troop up as say we should bear with him. Will remember 3 days ago, he says we should be patient with him.
After 5 years?
It is 70 or 60 years. He says Ghanaians should be patient with him. I would tell me anymore. Up to me, 8 months, I will see from Mr. Bawumi Ambra. The president is telling Ghanaians to be patient with him. I printed it out, but it seems it fell off somewhere. You know, you have come and you renting a
private jet.
Private jet for that woman who's got 5 children who is not married. That woman is what? Maybe.
Sababroni or
what? Because somebody says, you are the head of state. Come on, this is no good for Ghanaians.
No way.
Yes, I'm in Penipa. Other than who a wife? Another lady in the helicopter. We understand she's got a bathroom in the helicopter.
It's not going to be long. Alex Sebefia will be coming. He's here. So
and another Arrow is like now your president's jet now or Tino pictures and Arrow. It's a shame. It's a shame. Say this is what is happening. Too much.
Yeah.
But as a president. Mr. Kate, could you believe, say, Senka John Dramani Mahama will be the president?
Yeah.
Not or appointed Ninuya as finance minister. What will happen in Ghana?
It'll be a public uproar.
Okay.
Yes. Look at what they did to India. before Semba Krumam, Indian branches across every district.
We had 300 banks.
Yes. Such a man create jobs. Say a buying who crowd abasono ho be how. And then ye bukata.
Obetimi alande amaye.
Ye bukata and ye go in bank and then kofu go bank no unemployed.
Unemployed. Whenever I go to Ghana, see them.
Now no, what koje IMF over $2 billion. Obi koje $1 billion in the Seattle gas. And then Ghana yenya won fa so. Obi akoje $2 billion. Ye hu wo hwe wo se yenko to 11. We shall see.
Yeah, thank you also. Mr. Ketiosen, what do you know about her? Who person can be answering within a short time? 1 minute.
1 minute, the number can say, look, we have disappointed, the politicians have disappointed Ghanaians.
Yes.
Especially government of CCCI. If you want to see something, and the NPP gave a lot of promises for 2016. That's why they won the election. They have not implemented it. Take credit to Paga, Lewis. They have not done it. Now he ever comes in. When we see from, that's what I'm saying. They can't do the job. They must resign or retire. If they have not proper people to take lead, I'm sorry.
Thank you. This is the first part 1. And we'll be coming back with part 2 with Alice Sebefia, Honorable Alice Sebefia, who is a lawyer. He's ex-Deputy Minister of Defense, he's ex-Minister of Health, and he's currently NDC International Relations Director. See you soon. Coming back shortly. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Usu Echao, and thank you, Mr. Ketiosen. Thank you.